Is this the real reason Hogan said he wished he had 3 right hands? So over my 15 years plus coaching, I've had multiple students come to me and tell me the quote about Hogan wishing he had 3 right hands. But I think their interpretation could be a little misguided. Often what I hear them explaining is that they're trying to apply this power or this force to the golf ball with their right hand. So he wanted to be able to accelerate his right wrist as hard as he could. Where I think that might be a little off, I think he was after something slightly different. In fact, I think it could have been exactly the opposite. Hogan was actually trying to accelerate his right arm, which would hold his wrist a little bit more like this. So I'll hit one for you. So when we look at what Hogan demonstrated, something along these lines, and what he actually did in his real motion, we see that he actually had tons of wrist angles coming down, more than just about anybody. It didn't appear that he was not trying to get rid of those angles, he was trying to keep accelerating. That way he couldn't miss the ball to the left. So my interpretation of Hogan's 3 right hands was more of a holding of the momentum of that club up and back so that it could freely release out front through the golf ball and not apply that force too soon. So we can think about this. If this is my middle, we're not unloading back here, rather we're unloading out here. So let me demonstrate one where I apply those exact principles, where I keep the angle intact a little longer and hit that low flighted Hogan-like fade. So just to be clear, we're not necessarily trying to prevent the angles from unloading, but we want to transport them so that they stay intact longer. We want to feel like we're towing and slinging the golf club out like a catapult, rather than applying force and powering the club out of the top, releasing the angles too soon. So a really good way to feel this and to understand this principle would be to throw your golf club downrange. If I was going to throw this golf club to my target, I wouldn't want to throw the angles out this way because the club would hit the ground back here. I want to throw it out there. So for you to be able to feel this, you can grip the club upside down, and we're trying to make the whoosh sound from the club. That whoosh, I want to make it happen over there, not on this side. Another really good way to feel this principle is to hit some one-handed shots with your right hand. So if we do this incorrectly and I start to apply a throw from the top where I'm actually unloading angles, trying to apply power back here, I promise you'll have a very difficult time hitting good shots, and your body reacts funny. When you saw when I did that, my body jumped. Now, if I relax, let the angle stay intact and transport it and sling it out front, I can actually hit pretty good shots with one hand. So as you can see, that was a pretty good shot, and you'll notice that the angle was maintained because I was swinging the club. I wasn't powering it with my 3 right hands. So one important note here to keep in mind is that we are talking about the extension of the trail wrist, not this radial angle. So we don't want to feel like we're holding this upward cocking of the wrist. We want to feel like the trail wrist is more an extension, like when I throw something or shoot a hoop. That's the thing that keeps this face more or less in line how we want it. So we're focused on feeling that trail wrist extension. So let me hit one really slow to just show you what that angle looks like as it moves through the golf ball. So for many of you that actually do have those 3 right hands throwing it out of the top, perhaps good medicine would be to feel like you're actually leaving the extension in and accelerating the body and the arm more in sync and not trying to get the angles out so fast. So just for fun, I'm going to hit a couple more of those nice low Hogan-like fades. So thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And isn't it interesting how quotes from the past can be interpreted in multiple ways? However, I think it's more important for us to watch what these legends did as they demonstrated and as they actually hit shots, so we can see what was really going on under the hood. And that way we can start to apply the correct principles to our own swings. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and come visit us at milolionsgolf.com, where I will break down the steps to help you learn to swing like an athlete.